All right, ladies and gents, we have a series. It is 2-1 after Denver takes game 3. I got Joe Murray McCarr with me today. I got Nick Bam Boylan. Let's get right into it. Nick, the Lakers gave up game 3. What went wrong for them?
Well, guys, I think one of the big components for falling away early in the game was just the lack of energy and aggressiveness from the Lakers compared to the previous two games where they really looked to have their foot on Denver's throat. It was really the other way around. Denver's energy, led by the big man, Nikola Jokic, he was full throttle from the jump, and the Lakers didn't really look up to the pace and the energy level of a desperate Nuggets team. One thing that really surprised me early was there wasn't a lot of early Dwight Howard minutes for the Lakers after he'd done a pretty good job in sort of disrupting Jokic's game in the previous two encounters. But we didn't really see him until the back end of the first when Jokic had already had it going well and truly by then. We kept seeing little spurts of the Lakers' energy, end of the second quarter, the start of the third, start of the fourth as well, but they didn't really sustain it like Denver did, quite similar to the Nuggets in the previous game. Every time the Lakers looked like they might get close, the Nuggets had an answer. And the Lakers got down by 20 points for the first time this series, and they kind of looked like a team who knew they had a 2-0 lead in the bank. Couple of the other points that I really saw, obviously towards the game late, they started to wake up finally, getting their transition game going. They finished with 21 fast break points, a lot of which came from Rondo's playoff Rondo not looking like it. But then Murray just too good late. What can you do when he's hitting some of those 3-point bombs? Another big point for the game was their inability to secure the ball off the glass. They got killed in the rebounds, 44-25 in the Nuggets' favor. And we talked about in previous games how the Lakers role players and other guys not only did a great job in getting some energy going for the Lakers, but also with their ability to score. Outside of LeBron and AD, the Lakers went 20 of 43 from the floor. A big stat there.
Yikes. AD had 2 rebounds. We could have combined probably for more than that tonight from one of the best centers in the league, supposedly. Also, Dwight Batman Howard played more like Teen Titans Batman, if we're talking about that. Joe, what went right for Denver? They're back in this series now. What went right for them in Game 3?
They are back in it. And for Denver, I think it wasn't the most pretty win, but everything seemed to be clicking for them tonight. So you see Denver notices the most success when Jokic and Murray are really excelling in the pick and roll. We've seen that's what gave the Clippers problems in the second round. And we saw tonight a little bit, that's what's giving the Lakers a little bit of problems. So the ability to attack the big men in the pick and roll and really draw fouls. You saw in the third quarter today, they were in the bonus with over 9 minutes in the third quarter. And that's essentially giving yourself free throws, giving yourself good looks, easy points that help you build leads. And at one point, we know they were up 20. It didn't quite last for too long, but just the ability to attack in the pick and roll, the ability to have a young star who's emerging in Jamal Murray right in front of our eyes. And on top of that, you got to credit the play of their bench, really. The play of their bench has been incredible. Monty Morris, I think he finished with 14 or 16 points. Jermai Grant, arguably the player of the game, playing great defense on one end and finished with 20-something points on the other end. Great production from him. Michael Porter Jr., we know, even though he's technically a rookie, he's fearless. So this Denver team is definitely not one to sleep on. Their depth is up there with the best in the league. They have the best center in the league in Jokic, I believe. And now they have impressive guard play from Jamal Murray, who can really know when to attack the rim, know when to step back and shoot a 3, and know when to get his own. And if Denver's clicking on all cylinders and they could really go out and set the tone early from now on, I think they can make this a series.
Very, very interesting. I'll piggyback on a couple of your points. Joe, you did also say that Anthony Davis was a better player. Now you're saying Nikola Jokic. You're flip-flopping like Stephen A. Smith, mate. Don't mind it, though. Don't mind it. Jermai Grant.
I consider AD a 4. I consider Jokic a center.
Oh, that's some galaxy brain thinking there. I love it. Jermai Grant, I love the fact that he's in some form, but it also makes me sad because the Nets aren't going to be affording for the mini MLEs, which makes me a hashtag sad face. Game 4 prediction, Nick.
I think the Lakers rally and get the next one.
Joe?
I'm going to say the Lakers get the next one, and it's exactly what the Nuggets want, because then the Lakers will be up 3-1, and we've seen how this ends before.
Well, can they make it a third time, come back from 3-1? We'll be recapping that game, and we'll also be recapping Game 4 from the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. Stay tuned for that one, guys.